Here are Netflix's top 10 shows of all time. This past year saw the release of a lot of content that broke records. This year Netflix launched a ton of original series, including brand new programs like Wednesday and seasons 4 of popular programs like Stranger Things. Although some of Netflix's new episodes did receive billions of views, not all of them were sufficient to knock some of the older content off the list of the most popular shows of all time. In addition, a few well-liked English-language episodes such as The Witcher Season 1 didn't quite enter the top 10 of Netflix's biggest shows, since foreign-language shows have become more popular, especially since the introduction of Squid Game. The popularity of shows in other languages is expected to increase, especially after the debut of the eagerly anticipated Squid Game Season 2. Here are the top Netflix original series ever produced around the world, breaking many of Netflix's own viewership records this year. Number 10. Lucifer Season 5. With 569,480,000 hours seen in the first 28 days of release, Lucifer Season 5 is ranked 10th on Netflix's list of the most watched series. Lucifer takes after Lucifer Morningstar, the Lord of Hell, who becomes tired of ruling hell and decides to visit Earth. Despite the fact that Lucifer has 6 seasons, Season 5 is undoubtedly the most popular, with the previous seasons receiving far fewer viewing hours than Season 5. Season 6 of Lucifer, which was initially going to be the final season, was revealed a year after Season 5's June 2019 release thanks to the show's popularity and the cast's agreement. Ellis co-stars in Season 5 of Lucifer included Chloe Decker, played by Lauren German, Dan Espinosa by Kevin Alejandro, Amenadiel by D.B. Woodside, Mazikeen by Leslie Ann Brandt, Ella Lopez by Amy Garcia, and Linda Martin by Rachel Harris. As Michael, Lucifer's twin brother, causes mayhem, Season 5 of Lucifer examines Lucifer's interactions with people in general and his own kind in particular. Number 9. Stranger Things 3. Unsurprisingly, one of the most popular Netflix shows worldwide is Stranger Things 3. With the popularity of Stranger Things 4, Stranger Things 3 continues to be a strong fan favorite and saw 582,100,000 hours of viewing in its first 28 days of release. Stranger Things 3 is one of Netflix's most popular original series because it combines themes of maturing and changing relationships with the sci-fi horror that draws viewers in. The fact that some of Netflix's more recent shows haven't yet surpassed Stranger Things 3 after its 2016 release illustrates how well-liked it was at the time. As teens in Stranger Things 3, the cast comprises Millie Bobby Brown, Mike Wheeler, Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, Noah Schnapp, Joe Keery, and Sadie Sink. Stranger Things 3's inclusion in Netflix's top 10 is not surprising given the popularity of the first 2 seasons of the show. Number 8. Money Heist Part 4. The first non-English language program on the list, Money Heist Part 4, outperformed Stranger Things 3 by more than 30 million viewing hours. Money Heist Part 4 garnered 619,010,000 hours of viewing time in its first 28 days on Netflix thanks to its endearing characters, and when Money Heist Part 5 was released, viewers were still clamoring for more. The Spanish heist drama's third installment, which debuted in 2017, gained a following that helped it crack Netflix's top 10. The professor thinks the entire gang is either dead or very close to dying, and an enemy appears, putting the heist in danger. Money Heist Part 4 keeps the chaos from previous seasons going. In addition to having one of its most absurd moments ever, Money Heist Part 4 also had a contentious demise as one of the audience's favorite characters was murdered off. Money Heist Part 4 has maintained its status as one of Netflix's most popular original series and a fan favorite despite the controversy. Number 7. Bridgerton Season 1. Bridgerton, a 2020 Netflix release, became a must-watch due to its blend of money, romance, conflict, and, least importantly, gossip. Each season of the Regency-era program will focus on a different Bridgerton sibling as they pursue love and independence as a family. In its first 28 days, 625,490,000 hours of Bridgerton's first season were watched. Both critics and viewers praised the show, especially for its use of a diverse cast and contemporary music. The first season of Bridgerton centered on Daphne, the oldest daughter, and her turbulent romance with Simon, the Duke of Hastings. The town's gossip columnist Lady Whistledown, a pen name for Penelope Featherington played by Nicola Coughlan, and her closest friend Eloise Bridgerton were also introduced in Season 1. Bridgerton Season 1 established the Bridgerton family's identities and characters so that viewers could observe how their individual romantic difficulties evolved in subsequent seasons. Number 6. Bridgerton Season 2. Beating its predecessor by nearly 25 million hours of viewing is Bridgerton Season 2, which saw 656,260,000 hours watched in its first 28 days of release. The second season of the Netflix original was highly anticipated, especially with sex education star Simone Ashley joining the cast as lead Kate Sharma. Many fans loved the dynamic between Kate Sharma and Anthony Bridgerton and felt their connection grew more organically than the first season couple, with more focus on romance than on sexual scenes. With Penelope and Colin Bridgerton's romance beginning to take shape and Eloise's character strengthening both independently and through her romance with commoner Theo, the supporting cast of Bridgerton Season 2 was also allowed to grow even more. However, given the burgeoning fan following for Bridgerton, it wouldn't be shocking if the much-awaited Season 3 eventually outperformed the first two. Number 5. Money Heist Part 5. It is not unexpected that Money Heist Part 5, the series' concluding installment, is ranked 5th among all-time top Netflix shows. Money Heist Part 5 has 792,230,000 hours watched in its first 28 days, surpassing Bridgerton Season 2 by little under 140 million hours. 10 episodes, divided over 2 volumes, make up Money Heist Part 5, which comes after the shocking passing of a member of their own group. The most dramatic and spectacular season of all is Money Heist Part 5. By the end of Money Heist Part 5, everything is neatly wrapped up, but not before the army emerges as their fiercest and last foe. Critics agreed that the final installment of Money Heist lived up to its earlier seasons, but viewers weren't as impressed despite the show's lengthy viewing time. Nevertheless, it still managed to earn high ratings across the board. Additionally, people were eager to see how the gang fared in the grand finale because a large portion of the Money Heist players continued in their role. Number 4. Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Despite its contentious subject, Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story achieved 856,220,000 hours of viewing in its first 28 days. In the thriller that alternates between Jeffrey Dahmer and his victims' points of view, Evan Peters portrays the prolific serial killer also known as the Milwaukee Monster. The fact that Dahmer, Monster did not hold back in showing the cannibalistic nature of Dahmer's murders has drawn criticism for Dahmer, Monster glorification of Dahmer's deeds. Additionally, a lot of the victims' families have accused Netflix of lying about several aspects of Jeffrey Dahmer's life for dramatic effect and not obtaining their consent to include their horrible stories. Despite this, Dahmer, Monster was a huge hit with viewers, and as a result of this success, Netflix and Ryan Murphy want to continue the Monster series as an anthology with a different serial murderer. The decision by Netflix is debatable, but considering the popularity of serial killer shows, it is likely to draw audiences comparable to those of Dahmer, Monster. Number 3. Wednesday. Exceeding 1 billion in number with 1,237,150,000 hours seen in its first 28 days, Tim Burton's Wednesday ranks 3rd among the most watched Netflix series ever. Following Wednesday Addams as a teen attending Nevermore Academy, a high school for supernatural kids, is how Burton distorted the Addams family story. Jenna Ortega has received accolades for her interpretation of Wednesday, giving the well-known character a fresh spin while adhering to Charles Addams' original story. Wednesday also became a social media sensation because to Ortega, whose self-choreographed dance trended on TikTok because viewers adored how she incorporated 80s gothic dancing. Being the first English-language Netflix program to achieve 400 million hours of viewing in a week, Wednesday shattered numerous Netflix records. The Netflix series Wednesday has been extended for a second season because to its popularity, and viewers can't wait for Ortega's gloomy Wednesday to return. Number 2, Stranger Things 4. Despite coming close, Wednesday was unable to surpass Stranger Things 4 as the second most popular show on Netflix ever. Stranger Things 4, which debuted in May 2022, racked up 1,352,090,000 hours of streaming time in its first 28 days, which is a staggering total but still far short of the top slot. Stranger Things, a sci-fi horror thriller that is much darker than previous seasons, continued to receive excellent reviews from critics and viewers in Season 4. The tale is also set up for Stranger Things' upcoming 5th season, which could take some time. To save Hawkins, Will, Eleven, Mike, and the rest of their team will have to fight one last battle. Given that many fans have been following the Stranger Things tale since its initial release in 2016, the success of Stranger Things 4 suggests that the final season will be even more well-liked. As of right now, Stranger Things 4 is both the first English-language Netflix series and the second most popular show overall. Number 1, Squid Game. Squid Game, which received an astounding 1,650,450,000 hours of viewing in its first 28 days of streaming, is the biggest Netflix show of all time. Even though a few of the other programs have attracted sizable audiences, none have matched the South Korean action movie. Squid Game stands out for its dark narrative that depicts the class structure in South Korea. After gathering hundreds of destitute and poor people to play games for kids, the game quickly takes a sinister turn when the players realize they are also playing for their lives. Squid Game became wildly famous, inspiring a ton of memes and even inspiring YouTuber MrBeast to recreate the games it featured in real life. Lee Jung-jae plays Seong Gi-hun in Squid Game, which will get a second season. With the popularity of the first season, there is no doubt that Season 2 of Squid Game will set new viewing records for Netflix. Seong Gi-hun will be re-entering the Squid Games in an effort to unravel it and stop the relentless murder.
Thank you for watching. If you watch that kind of videos, stay on with us.